Hello!
Yay!
Yay! I'm so sorry. I have no idea what happened.
It was worth the wait. We have you here, looking glamorous in orange with beautiful
I know,
walls. You look
I put
wonderful.
lippy on and everything, and then it wouldn't work.
We got there, and everyone waited for you. So that's really positive as well. Everyone waited for you.
Thank
So
you all so
that's
much, and I'm so sorry.
yeah. Yeah, no, don't worry, don't worry. So it's really great to see you. I've been telling everyone about this our event coming up on the 22nd of November, making your cash flow 5 to 9 at NatWest Bishopsgate, and you have kindly agreed to be one of our speakers, and I so appreciate it. I know how busy you are. I know the amazing work you do and the quality you offer. So the fact that you've agreed is, you know, really, it's an honor for us all. And I know everyone who comes to your workshop's going to get real practical insight. So I'm absolutely delighted. But I really want us to start by you telling us a bit about yourself. Tell us about you, Julia.
Thank you so much for a lovely introduction, and thank you everybody for waiting. A extra bonus tip: if you're ever invited to join a Facebook Live, you have to have your phone turned horizontally rather than vertically. So I didn't know that, so that was it. It
Right.
just wouldn't work
Oh, is
until
that
I
what was stopping it?
figured it out. So a little bit about me. Now that we've got the bonus Facebook Live tip. A little bit about me. So I'm a business coach, and I teach service-based entrepreneurs how to sell high-ticket services. So my clients come to me for anything from about £10,000 and above. That's what they would like to add to their business model. That doesn't mean that everybody sells 10K and above, but that's the majority. I have what I call ambitious startups who are like, I want to start selling things at £5,000 per client. You know, people who don't want to necessarily do the hourly model of selling services, or, you know, do the whole start with something low end and work their way up. So that tends to be the people that I work with. I'll say 99% of the time. There's always that little 1% who are alone to themselves and find me anyway.
Okay. Yeah, well, you know what it is. You attract, don't you? So, you know, you put your energy out there, and you never know who you're going to attract.
Exactly.
So,
And I'm a little bit of a secret rebel, so I think I always attract that little population of secret rebels.
Right. Speaking of secret rebels, Jay Kamara's just joined us.
Oh,
So
hello.
I
I know Jay. Hello, Jay.
You know Jay too.
Extra
Jay's
special
amazing.
hello for Jay.
Yeah. Hi, Jay. Big kisses sending out to you. So thank you. Tell us a bit more about, I'd love to know a little bit, you told me a bit about your business and what you do. A bit about you. I'm interested. I don't know why. I'm just excited and interested about you.
Gosh, that's a long story. We'll be here all day. So in a nutshell, people can probably tell from my accent, there's a Caribbean history in there somewhere. So Trinidad is, as I put it, where my heart calls home. That's where I grew up. Came to the UK almost 20 years ago, giving away my age now, for university, and never left is the story. So I've lived in Trinidad half my life. I've lived in the UK. My husband is from Northern Ireland, so we've lived in Northern Ireland as well. And my first business was actually in Northern Ireland. So that's sort of me as a person, you know, one half of an interesting, I will say, multicultural household. So we have family on both sides of the ocean, and we try to see everybody as much as possible. Family is a big thing for me, and I always say to my clients to build their business around their life, not to fit their life around their business. And, you know, the whole thing is, like, we get one go through of this planet that we remember, right? So even if you believe that in other lives, you only ever remember the one that you're experiencing right now. And I just think that you build a business that helps you to live that life to the fullest possible. And that's why I'm such a, you know, I probably annoy everybody. I'm such a champion for, especially women in business, charging more. I'm like, I don't even care if you put your fees up by £10. Just charge more, period. Because the more money we make, as women business owners, like it just impacts so many different areas of life. It impacts the family life. It impacts the kind of friend we get to be. You know, like I always say to people, I am a better wife because I make my own money. It's even little things like that. It means that the household dynamic is different. You can be a better mom. Like I'm not a parent, but you can be a better mom if your cash flow is in order. You can be a better friend if your cash flow is in order. You can be a better sister if your cash flow is in order. And say what you want. You know, having money is convenient. It's nice. It's nice to be able to have those holidays. It's nice to be able to give to charities. It's nice to be able to buy the cute shoes on a whim, you know.
Yes.
Because, hey, we have to enjoy it, right? So, you see, I could go on and on all day, Jenny.
Yeah, but I don't agree with you. Because the thing is, often we go into business because we want to have the lifestyle that we want. We want to work the hours that we want in the way that we want. And then we don't. You know, that happens so often. We end up doing, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to wait 24/7, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, actually, you're writing your job description before you had a boss who would say, I need this, I need this, I need this. But no, you're your boss. So why are you still doing this? And so I think it's really important, you know, what you're saying is you're in control.
Absolutely.
You have the power. You have the power to up your prices. You have the power to work the hours you want. You have the power to spend your money on what you want and how you want. And I think that choices and power that we have is really, really key. So I love that message, and it totally resonates with me. Absolutely. So, you know, when you come across, and I don't think you just work with women, but when you come across female entrepreneurs, for example, what are their particular challenges around, you know, it being in business? Do you see particular challenges for women in business and around money?
Yes, and it's something that I've noticed is peculiar to women. You know, men in business do not have this challenge on this scale. And I work with mainly women, but then I have male colleagues, and they look at me, you know, with this sort of quizzical expression. So I realize that it's sort of unique to the female experience in business. And it's this sort of intrinsic sense of, am I worth charging X amount? It really boils down to that sense of personal deservedness, you know, as if they're waiting on somebody to come along and proclaim, I proclaim you worthy of charging £5,000 per client. You know, I will say we, because, you know, I'm a woman too. We tend to look for this sort of validation from somewhere else. Oh, you know, such and such has recommended me, and because she's recommended me, like I've got the nod, so now I can charge what I want to charge. When really it's like going to the gym. You don't say, I won't go to the gym until I know I can lift 50 kilos. You go to the gym to learn to lift 50 kilos. It's the same with charging. You can't say, I'll charge when I feel confident to charge. You have to charge terrified and get the confidence. You know?
Yeah. And I guess with that, then also you're saying it's okay then to sometimes say no to work, to walk away from the, you know, the work, or say to clients, you can't afford me. This is what I'd recommend you do until you can. You know, it's okay to do
absolutely.
Those things.
I mean, absolutely. I joke, like I'm quite open. I charge a lot, and people in my Facebook group and my clients know I lead with my pricing. So that suits my personality, and that doesn't suit everybody's personality. But equally, I'm quite out and proud about, I charge a lot. My expertise is valuable. If you would like to work with me in that way, this is the price. And there are people who will go, I am not going to pay that. And I go, that's okay, because I'm not going to work for what you're willing to pay. You know, and like I've always been, I will say, outspoken. But if you ask my mother, she might have a different word for it. So I've always been outspoken. And you know what? It serves well. And it's like I say to my clients, borrow from my confidence, because I know you can do it. So tell yourself, Julia thinks I can do it. And all of the other people listening, I know you can do it. So if you're freaking out, just tell yourself, Julia says I can do it, so I can do it. And sometimes people will say they're not willing to make that level of investment, and that's okay. Like, you know, only recently this year, and I've been in business now for about, what are we in 2017? I've about 7 years full time in this current sort of business. And you know, I remember when I thought charging £150 was a lot of money, and now I charge way more than that. But equally, it took that sort of journey for me to get to the point where I am charging wise and encouraging my clients. But also, I am only just adding, I will say, lower priced offerings. So this year was the first year that I launched a digital product. You know, this year is the first year that I've sold things like, you know, products for £99. Before, I only sold, like me, access to me, VIP days, and that's how I worked with clients. So I share that not to show off, but to say it's totally possible to build a successful, thriving business. You know, most of my clients are coaches and are sell services. It's totally possible to build a thriving business selling services and selling your time. And a lot of times people get told you have to have an online course to make any money. You know, you can't sell your time, you'll burn out. And the problem isn't selling your time. The problem is not selling your time for enough money.
Yes, absolutely. You know? Yeah, I think what happens is we don't think about that big picture, because the price that people often charge would mean that they would have to work 24 hours a day at that fee to get the salary they want. But we all know you can't work 24 hours a day. In fact, there might be some marketing you need to do. There's some bookkeeping you need to do. There's some family time you want to have. You know, all of these, some admin, you know, whatever it is. And that takes a big percentage.
It does.
You have to be realistic about how many hours you have to actually sell in the
absolutely.
First place. And I'm sure everyone does that. Jay's loving your points, and she's saying, very good point, very good point.
Thank you, Jay.
These things are really resonating. While we're talking, if anyone has any questions, please do let us have them, and we'll do our best if we can answer them. So, you know, I want to know a little bit about you. You know, tell us the title of your session that you're going to deliver on the 22nd of November. I think this title, I must say, there's a wonderful entrepreneur I know, Clara Luca, who runs a skincare company called Premier. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She's amazing. And I put it up on my Instagram, the title of your talk, and a picture of you, and she went, book. She booked. It was like, she's coming to your session.
Wow, I look forward to meeting her.
Immediately excited, and she's an amazing woman. You'll love her. But tell us the title of your session. Tell us a little taster of what we might get, because don't tell us everything.
I promise I won't. So the title is How to Add an Extra £10,000 to £25,000 to your business each month without raising your prices or growing your list. And it's always a bit funny, because whenever I mention that title to people, they'll email me back and go, without raising your prices? I'm like, yes. Without growing your database? Yes. And it's like, well, how on earth are you going to do that? And so no matter how many times I've given this talk, it lights me up every single time, because I can stand there and see the light bulbs go off in people's brain, you know, and they start one place, and then by the end of the talk, they're like, I get it now. And that's really, you know, why I do what I do. So as many women as possible can get that light bulb moment. And so during the talk, and I've got some points to share as well today. So during the talk, the thing that people will walk away with immediately is how to apply it to their business, how to leave the room and immediately make the changes that I'm going to suggest. I know I'm such a tease. To their business. It's nothing that will take them a week. They can literally do it within an hour. They can do it on the train on the way home, you know. It's that simple to implement, and it's that impactful. And the thing that I really want people to get is making extra money in your business is as easy as you make it.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it, because like we humans, we like to overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
You don't need, oh man, I mean, like I did an experiment over the summer, and I'll share this another time, but it was all based on how quickly, and I do like my own experiments, and then I'll share it with my clients or with my community. And I did an experiment to see how much money I could make just using Facebook posts. No sales pages, no long funnels, nothing traditional. And so just to go back to the talk, the whole idea of what I teach is simple implementation. You don't need to go off and run Facebook ads and spend hundreds or thousands to build up a database of 10,000 before you can add 10 grand to your bank account. I promise. Because guess what? My clients don't do that. They don't have the time to do it,
No.
And especially if you're on a smaller budget, because people come into business with all sorts of different things going on, you want to know how to make that money quickly. And so I'm going to show people how to make that money quickly and simply, and most importantly, in a way that they can repeat and replicate month on month on month on month. So it's not like a one-hit wonder. If they put it in place, it will work time after time after time after time, so that they free up their brain and their life to actually enjoy life, really.
Come on, I think everyone put a thumbs up if you want to attend a session like that. Who doesn't want to add 10 to 25,000 pounds to their business a month on month, and it not being too complicated? I think we need to give some thumbs up for that. That definitely.
Jay says she's the queen of overcomplication. Jay, cut that out.
Yes. You need to come to this session, Jay. Julia's going to sort you out straight away. No, that, it just sounds brilliant. And I think it's perfect. I think the things that are resonating from me, from what you've said, is actually, not complicating things, but, being courageous and brave, and borrowing the bravery and the courage from yourself, but also that you try things out yourself. So many times people are professing stuff that they've never tried, that they don't even know if it works. You're saying, yeah, I'll try it, and then I'll tell you whether it works. And I think, that's what we need. We need real talk. We need real experience. We need real women in business sharing their expertise with such generosity that you're willing to do it. So I appreciate it. I appreciate this so much. So we're coming to it's already 1:30. So we're coming to the time. I don't know if you want to say any last things, Julia.
Oh my gosh. I prepared three quick, can't talk now. I'm so excited. 3 pricing strategies, and this is a hint of a little bit more of a hint as to what's to come. So if you don't get your ticket after this, people, I do not know what to do to get you there. So
they don't want to earn money. If they don't
exactly. 3 super quick strategies, Jenny, if that's all right. So and this is a hint of what's to come. This is how easy to implement my work is. First things first, if you have a website, on your Work With Me page, and everybody write this down, go and listen to the recording, get it right the first time kind of thing. On your Work With Me page, wherever you've got all of your services listed, lists or products or programs or whatever you sell, because this works regardless of whether you sell services or whether you sell programs or products, I mean. List your most expensive item at the top of your Work With Me page. The reason why that works is it immediately positions everything else that comes. A lot of time we put the cheapest one at the top and then the most expensive one at the bottom. Well, guess what? People don't read the whole page, and they're going to miss the juicy bit, especially if they're buying based on price. If they're buying based on price, they're going to keep reading until they see the one that works for them.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a really good way to get people to read your whole sales speech. The second thing I want to encourage you guys to do is to move from charging by the hour, especially if you sell services. Even if you're selling £50 massages, get people to buy 3 massages at a time instead of 1.
Yeah.
It's a simple thing. Move everybody away from buying 1 session at a time. Because let's face it, nobody gets better from 1 session anyway.
No, absolutely.
Even if you're going to a GP, how many times do you have to go? If you've got a long-term condition, how many times do you have to go to the doctor change the medication, try this, do that, go for physio. So why should we be any different? We are the same expert in what we do as any other professional out there that we're buying services from. So a simple line of, do you know what, Mary? I know that my clients who've had that same issue as you, they've needed 6 sessions to really see a benefit. So I can't sell you a single session because that would not be of service to you. You can either buy 3 sessions and see how you feel, or buy 6 sessions, and I know that in 6 sessions you'll feel a whole lot better. Simple as that, totally in integrity for your clients. And the last tip I want to leave people with is to make sure, and I've got them written down, that's why I'm looking down, to make sure that your highest price service is significantly different in price from your lowest price service. So think of, I call it the airline pricing model. So you know if you can buy economy, you know if you can buy business class, you know if you can buy first class. Your clients are the same. And the reason why people sometimes struggle with sales is because there's not enough of a gap. So economy price is really close to business class price, is really close to first class price. And then somebody comes along and they look at they really want the thing in first class, but they've got the economy class budget. And that's when we get the conversations of, well, could you give me a discount? And, you know, like, and then it gets awkward. So to save all of that awkwardness and to save you having to go, sorry, I don't do discount, what you do is economy is £1,000. Business class is £2,500. And first class is £7,000. So it's a significant difference. They know they either have £7,000 or they have £1,000 or they have £2,500. There's no overlap. It's too much of a gap for there to be an overlap. And then it means that your clients make the best decision for them without having to have an awkward conversation with you. That's it.
Perfect. Oh, wow. Gosh, we got so much, didn't we? Just a half an hour of talking, and we've reset our pricing strategy. We've become, I think we're all taller in our seats.
Good.
Because we know we can do it. We're slapping on, you know, whatever on our pricing, at least another 10%. And that's just the beginning. That's just a little Facebook Live. So imagine what it's going to be like at the event. Because Julia's going to be giving her workshop and be part of a panel. So you'll have so much of a wonderful chance to make the best of her knowledge.
I'm really looking forward. I'm really excited about it. I'm really looking forward. That's all I can say. And just so people are warned, like, I hug everybody. So if you're not a hugger, I'm sorry in advance. I'll hug you anyway. So come. You know, the other speakers are phenomenal. It's such an awesome panel that you've assembled, Jenny, and I'm really honored to be able to be part of that. So thank you, and I'm looking forward to it.
No, thank you. It's going to be amazing. We'll have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you on the 22nd.
See ya. Bye, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you found it useful, and hope to see you on the 22nd too. Bye.